Hi, welcome back again to my channel. So I used Ashoke material and the quill stick to achieve this very design. So you watch and see how I will achieve it. At first I started by coiling my quill stick, and what I simply did here was to rub a Vaseline, though what I have there is Ori. Okay, so you can use Ori or a Vaseline. I rubbed it on each of them, and then I went ahead to use my coiler to coil the quill stick. So you can see how I achieved this. All right. Welcome to this tutorial, and I promise you that this tutorial will be very easy to understand so that you'll be able to also recreate your own headband. All right. So thank you for joining me in today's tutorial. So can you see when you heat up your coiler, you wrap it all around and then wait for some minutes. Can you see what you achieve? So that is simply how I went ahead to do this for the remaining pieces of the quill stick. And this is what I have at the end. Okay? So right now, let's move to covering the headband with our fabric. All right. So measure out a fabric that will be able to cover this headband. Don't measure exactly. You can see that my fabric is a little longer than the headband, than the Alice band. Okay. So you measure it out. If the width is bigger, just like mine, you can fold it into two and also cut it. All right. So that is simply what I'm doing here. I just folded it into two so that I will just shorten the width of my fabric. Remember that the fabric I'm using here is Ashoke. You can use any fabric of your choice to recreate this very design we are working on. All right. Okay, so this is the fabric. And so what I normally do while working with Ashoke is that I apply some glue at the edges of my Ashoke so that it stops from fraying. It's either I'm cutting it with my soldering iron or I do this. Okay, so once you are done doing that, I had to cover up the table I'm working on. Okay, so once you are done doing that, I just placed the fabric on the table and then apply my glue on the headband. All right, you apply it all over your headband. Once you are done doing that, stick the headband on the fabric. All right, I will show you all the details right here, so you keep watching and you pay attention to see every step that I'm taking to cover up this. And if you have any question while watching my tutorial, don't forget to leave the comment in the comment section. If you enjoy my tutorial as well, also give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe to this channel if you love content on how to make your headwears, okay? So that you stay updated once I drop my tutorials. All right? So can you see what I'm doing here? After sticking my band on the fabric, I noticed that the fabric is still in excess. So I simply had to trim the sides a little bit more. All right? So next thing right now is to make sure that the sides also stick to my headband. Okay, so keep watching. Okay guys, so my fabric is well wrapped here. So to cover up this inside, you can use your trimming or your bias to do just that. And at this point, I'm using a candle glue to stick it at the headband. I won't be using the UHU gum. I prefer using the candle glue here. Okay, so I will simply apply the glue and then stick it. You can use your trimming, you can use your bias. All right, this is simply how you can wrap up your headband looking so neat and clean and with any fabric of your choice. In case if you don't have an ashoke, you can use a crepe, you can use your satin fabric, you can use your raw silk material. Any fabric of your choice at all can help you achieve this. All right. So once we are done doing this, we move to creating your designs. Alright guys, I'm done covering it up here. Let's move to creating the bow. And if you notice on the headband, I have one big bow and the small bow. So what we are creating now is the small bow. And length I use is 26 inches of my ashoke. Okay, so go ahead to fold it into two and sew it from up till the end. Alright, fold it into two just as I'm showing you, and then sew it. Okay, so this is it after sewing it, and I've went ahead to turn it over. Now I'm going to be placing my crinoline inside this. Please pay attention because this is not the method I used for the second bow. All right, this is for the smaller bow which is on top of my headband. All right, so I placed crinoline inside this and also going to cut off the remaining excess. Okay, then I'll go ahead to fold it into two. I'll show you that just now. I'll fold it into two and also sew it. Okay, okay, so this is how you fold before you sew it. It's just like dividing the length into two. Then you go ahead to sew this. Once you are done doing that, that is what you will use to form the first bow. Can you see what I'm doing? Watch and see what I'm doing here. If you don't get how I formed this simple bow, you can rewatch as many as possible. All right. So once you form your bow, hand stitch it with your hand needle and thread in order for it to stay. Then we'll move to the second bow design, which is I used a different technique to achieve. So keep watching, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you are yet to do so. All right. Okay guys, so this is what I'll be using for the second bow, and length here is 30 inches. What I'll do right here is also to cut out crinoline of the same length. Okay, then I'll place this on this ashoke fabric. All right, can you see what I'm doing? Then I'm going to be folding in the edges. I will fold it, use my pin to hold it down, after which I will take it to the sewing machine and also sew it. I bet you most of you have not tried this technique, but this is also will give you a very beautiful bow at the end. So keep watching and you will understand what I'm doing here. Remember that this thing I'm doing here, I'm also going to be repeating it for the other side. All right, so keep watching and pay attention to understand what I'm doing. So after you must have sewn this is what you should get at the end. Can you see that crinoline at one side, while ashoke shows at the other side? Now also fold it this way and sew. Can you see that? Now I'll find the midpoint and also create my bow. Can you see that? And it will surely give you a very beautiful bow. You can try this with any fabric of your choice and a crinoline. Alright? So hand stitch your bow once you form it, and also keep it aside before we go ahead to couple all the bows and all the quill stick together to form our headband. So keep watching, and I hope you're enjoying and you are finding value in this video. Okay guys, so I used up to 5 quill stick on this headband, and what I simply did was to couple all of them. Let all of them stick together, and remember that the quill stick, you can use your needle to pierce through it. So you can use thread and your needle to join all of them together. You can as well go ahead to tie them, or you can use your glue, maybe your candle glue, to stick all of them together. Okay, so that is simply what I'm doing here. I hope you are finding value in this tutorial. If you are doing so, go ahead to give me a thumbs up. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section. Okay, and I will respond to you. All right. So I'm simply coupling all of the five quill stick together before I will now place it to form the headband. All right. So once I'm done doing that, these are my bow and the quill stick. So I pick the very big bow that I created, place the quill stick on it, and also hand stitch it. All right. So I picked the first bow, which is the bigger one. I placed on the peel stick on it and also stitch it there. I can even go ahead to place glue after stitching it just to make sure that it lasts. Okay, so I will still go ahead to apply some glue at those places that I stitch just to make sure it will stay glued and last longer. That is simply what I'm doing here. Once you are done doing this, you now pick up the small bow which is there and also fix it on this. You can hand stitch, you can apply glue and just stick it. All right, so this is how you couple the bows and your peel stick before forming the headband. All right. Okay, guys, so this is time to place it on the headband. All right, so what you do here is also to apply your glue and stick it right there. Then you take a piece of fabric and cover up those places that you join the quill stick and the bow. Can you see what I am simply doing this? You use a piece of your fabric and cover it up. All right, you can apply glue so that it stick there, or you can stitch it at the back. All right, this is simply how I achieved that very lovely purple headband. And I hope you find this tutorial valuable and interesting. I will see you all in my next tutorial. Thank you. Bye bye.